use the factor theorem to find all zeros for the given polynomial function in one factor, and then enter your answers as a common separated list. So here we have the function f of x, which is equal to 6x cubed plus x squared minus 41x plus 30. And here we have x plus 3, which tells us that this is already a zero of the function. So over here, we already know that one of the zeros of the function is x plus 3, which means if we solve this and set that equal to find out what x is going to equal -3. So now the first thing we want to do is we're going to use synthetic division. So we get -3, and we're going to divide that into the function. And using the leading coefficients, we have 6, 1, -41, and then 30. And so then what we want to do is we're going to first bring down the value of 6. -3 times 6 gives you -18. -18 plus 1 gives you -17. -17 times -3 gives you 51. 51 minus 41 gives you 10. And -3 times 10 is going to give us -30, which gives us a remainder of 0. So what that tells us is that what's left now is 6x squared minus 17x plus 10. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to factor this quadratic so that we are able to find the remaining zeros of this function. So what we can do is we can see if we can use the AC method. So the AC method is that we're going to take the value of 6 and then multiply it by 10, which gives us 60. Okay, and then we're going to write the number 60 here, which is AC, and then -17. So what two numbers can we multiply to get positive 60 that when we add we get -17? So the two numbers are -5 and -12. If we multiply those two together, we get positive 60. When we add them together, we get -17. So now we're going to write, we have the first term, which is 6x squared, and then using these as the middle two terms, minus 5x minus 12x, and then the last term is plus 10. Okay, now we're going to factor by grouping. So what can we factor out of the first two terms? We can factor out an x, and what's left is 6x minus 5, which means we should get the same thing on this side, 6x minus 5. So what do we need to multiply by 6x and to get -12? Well, that's going to be -2. So therefore, we end up getting 6x minus 5 times x minus 2. So therefore, what that tells us is these are the other zeros of this function. So if we include the x plus 3, that means that this would factor into 6x minus 5 times x minus 2 in addition to x plus 3. So we know that one of the zeros is -3, then we can find the next two zeros. So we're going to use 6x minus 5 and set that equal to 0. If we add 5 to both sides, we get 6x is equal to 5. Divide both sides by 6, and therefore x is equal to 5/6. And then we have x minus 2 as another factor. And if we solve for x, we're going to add 2 to both sides. So therefore, we can say that the zeros of this function are -3, 5/6, and